Let that propagate. Morning, Paul. How are we? Hey, James. Eric. Corey. Aaron. Yeah, I slept in, yeah. Hey, Yummy, how you going? Matt. Daniel, how we going? Second in, yeah. How you going, Wayne? Good morning, Debaka. How you doing? Good question, Paul. I'm going to leave it up to the chat. You guys suggest. Make suggestions. Yes, my feathered children. Being very vocal this morning. That can be dangerous, Eric, although of course I have final veto on what actually gets made. Jan, really? Broad iron hammer. Yeah, I don't know if I'm up for that today. Hey Wiley, how you going? Chat is deciding what I'm making today, so throw out your suggestions. Make a tool I need. What tool do I need? Three-piece pie cat. Jeez. Okay, you overestimate my ability. My abilities. A tool that I need. What tool do I need? That's a good question. Hammers to handle. Well, I've already handled most of them. We've got the tool we don't want to make, but we need to. Like a puncher adrift. Small sword. Gladius. Which one? The mains? The crap, I've forgotten all of the different variations except for the mains. Gladius. Anyway. King Neptune's Trident. Another set of tongs. Yeah, that might be it. I'm trying to think. I need... What tool do I need? Hardy tools. Hardy tools are always useful. This is true. What tool do I need? Like, it's driving me nuts now. I need a hammer, but yeah, I do need a hammer. Blacksmith's caliper. I made one of those on a live stream. Right here. Oh, double-sided caliber. Yeah, I thought about it. A bottom swage. What bottom swage would I make though? I have a swage block, so most of the bottom swages I need I already have. Fancy dies for Preston. Yeah, that's more of a fabrication job than a forging job. How you going, Bobby? All right. What do I want to make? Let's change it up a little bit. Actually, no, I do need to make kitchen cutlery. Springs wage? I only make those if I have a specific job in mind. Otherwise, I don't use them very often because I have Preston. So, no, I've vetoed the decision. I'm decided I'm making kitchen cutlery. So now I just need a piece of steel. This is W's, I think. Doo-be-doo. Yeah, I think this is W's for laddering. I'll save that for another day. 1095. Or W2. Potato. This is a little oversized for kitchen cutlery, isn't it? I know what I'm gonna do. I know. I need a piece of mild steel, roughly that dimension. I don't want to use that belt. Probably should put on some eye protection. Need to rip it down. Need a pencil. Don't have any inch-wide material, so I have to make some. Oof. That is very much a case of do what I say and not what I do. I don't need that. Well, I had the ladder in my hand. Light forge. Woof. Okay, can anyone guess what we're making? We have 1 piece of steel, 2 pieces of steel. Should be pretty easy to guess from that. Double spike cheese knife. Totally. Yes, I did find the mic, finally. 7-inch petty knife. Text and get back in your own lane. No, don't text and drive. Morning, Thomas. I make a spot. Yeah, no, I'm not making a spot. Something close to that, Aaron. Hey, Rich. Shelly roll Damascus one day. Hey, Lauren, how you going? No, James, I've never made a knife before. Hello to Christy. Yeah, she's in the background over there. So no, not Sanmai. The one that comes before that. Those of you who know how to count in Japanese will know. Not Kumai, no. Where did I put my Iron Mountain? Matter of fact, where did I put all of my forge welding fluxes? Our mountain flux is going walkabout. That's no good. Right. I haven't tried an open top weld or shore weld before. This could be fun. This is where balance comes in handy. So normally I would use Iron Mountain flux for this because the extra iron powder in there helps with it sticking. We can hope that the shore weld will do the same. Just gonna check there. honestly gets me a little concerned. Ah, there it is. Found it. No longer doing a heckin' concern. Hopefully it'll be right-handed. Iron Mountain Flux is great. Especially for lap welds. Alex is where I made it literally. No, thankfully not. See you later, Eric. Sorry, I missed you. Hey, Blueberries, how you going? By the Boston cabinet. Yeah, no, that's my borax. Hey, Trail Dust, how you going? Won't be making a katana on a stream, that's for sure. Yeah, Sanders works as Flux. Hundersoldath, how you going? Hey, Metalman, how you going? Jelly Roll Damascus. I do plan on trying Jelly Roll Damascus at some point. But no, we're trying Nimai. Well, I won't be making one on a live stream. I may make one without a live stream. Myself and a fellow Bladesmith did start a Wakizashi, but unfortunately we had a little bit of a setback. We blew through the jacket, or I blew through the jacket. It was my fault. So I might be able to get a Tanto out of it, but it's not going to be a Wakizashi anymore. Chickens are doing fine. They were bocking at me earlier. Stays left. Will I be engraving this blade? Probably not. Yes, Nimai. Or in the Western tradition, single layer laminate. Yeah, got myself a sandblasting cabinet. It's going to be fun. Yeah, shadows in the background over there. Bye, Mum. Most useful all-around kitchen blade. Probably a Sabatier or a Guto. Functioning on a highly governmented level. Fair enough. Ulu. Hey Alex, how you going? Well, it's true, Oppo. Very true. Yeah, chickens will do that. All good, Paul. Thank you for checking in, man. We're doing a Nimai billet. Turning it into a kitchen knife, hopefully. Last piece and knife. Hey, you can use a wire wheel on an angle grinder. got tires. It's night. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. Let's roll. Pastrami burger. Oh, there you go. Senor Barra too. I think it would be off by the time it got to you, unfortunately. Oh, with the crud back on the sink. I would be vinegar soaking them then. The thing about sandblasting cabinets is they're okay for removing rust, but rust like destroys the blasting medium, and it can really clog up your machine. So it's not necessarily recommended. Yeah, I would be soaking them in vinegar, scrubbing them off, and then sandblasting them. You said mine was twist enough. On a mission from God. It's tight construction only good. Not necessarily. You could do the same thing for Yakut, the Yakutian single bevel blade. Pretty much anything that's chisel ground, you can use this. I've used it for making kiridashi. I actually practiced this technique quite a few times, making little kiridashi. It's also good for making chisels. You know, like actual chisels. It makes it a lot easier than, you know, forging it all out of high carbon steel. Or you could have, I don't know, various others. Kiditsuke, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much anything that's single bevels, you can use this. Sickles and curved cultivating tools, yep. As long as they're single beveled. This form of weld also works on some axes and stuff like that, especially side axes and carpenter's hatchets, broad axes. But yeah, I've found it most useful in single-edge tools, like single bevel tools, like chisels, kiridashi, that kind of thing. Scissors, another one. Planer blades, another one. Yeah, so many. Adzes, yeah, adzes is quite common. Yep, very common. It's like in the Western tradition, it's mostly used on tools. Like it's very rarely used in cutlery. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, broad axes were made using this technique. Draw knives as well. John Switzer actually did a video where he made a draw knife using this technique. But yeah, the thing is that probably not a tuner knife. We're probably not going to have enough material to do that. But this is basically just a test piece. I'm thinking that I'm probably a little over thick on the jacket material. Because it's like 10 mil to a 3.2 mil side sort of layer. So it's going to be difficult to get it right. But I just want to see if I can pull off a kitchen knife shape out of a Niemeyer without ruining the layering, like ruining the billet. We'll see. It's coming up to temperature though, so anyway. The advantage of this technique is that obviously you don't need to use a arc welder, you don't need to wrap it in wire, you don't need to do anything like that, because the piece can literally just sit on top of the main billet. So the only disadvantage is, of course, is that you have the risk of having it fall off. Yes, Matt, I will be thinking of selling it. Actually, I have the Good Food and Wine exhibition thing, Good Food and Wine Show, coming on next week or next month, and I've been ticketed to hold the table. And so I will be hopefully having a couple of kitchen knives to put on that table. If they don't sell there, then I'll probably put them on Etsy. All right, let's go for our first welding pass. Now I want to be real gentle with this. Oh no. No, that didn't take. Can we save it with some Iron Mountain Flux, is the question. And now it welds, come on. That was my first time trying it with jaw weld, and jaw weld doesn't work for this very well. We can hope. Otherwise, I'll just try again, because one of the other great things about this technique is that it uses a very small amount of steel. Of good steel. Clay be useful to reduce the curving and quench? Not really. I've found that it tends to curve towards the high carbon side, but slick as not, yeah. And yeah, yanagi, yeah, no, I'm not making any yanagi today. No, you don't want to use clay on Nimai. Basically, one of the advantages of Nimai is because you've got a full soft steel jacket on one side. Jared, Wiley, one of you, can you get rid of that guy, please? One of the advantages is that even with the high carbon steel being heat treated, you can beat it straight relatively easily. One of the channels I follow is a Japanese sharpening shop called Hatsukiya, which is all in kanji, so it's hard to look up. No. Twitch monsters are so much quicker, yeah, true. Than you normally do. Kind of. Sort of. Not always. It depends on what you're forging, because like a deba is a very thick fish cutting knife, like for cutting through bone and stuff like that. And that's constructed exactly the same way. So it depends on what the final knife is going to be. A nakiri, for instance, is very, very thin. The one thing that you don't do with Japanese cutlery that's forged this way is to forge the bevels. You don't forge bevels. What's the ambient temp? Probably about 10, 12 degrees at the moment, Celsius. But yeah, the Japanese sharpening house that I watch, Hatsukeya, which is all in kanji, again, does videos on their process of straightening that took. Yeah, that took. That's why I like Iron Mountain for this stuff. I'm sure if I was a better blacksmith, I could get a shore weld out of that. It hasn't really lost its magnetism entirely. Like, it's still magnetic slightly, but why am I blurry? Hey Mark, hang on. Thanks, Joyful. I'm just not well practiced in doing single layer laminate welds. If I was Joey Vandersteeg, no, I was just having a hard time trying to focus. Sometimes it does that. Lines. Could be. Doesn't look like it's... No, it's clean. Yeah, Metal Man. Troll's got a troll. I'm going to forge some of it into a handle, Jared, so not too worried about it having a cold shut. But yes, I would have scarfed it if I was worried about that. Joey Well Ice to Lava, not wrong. Also, integral bolsters versus brazing versus none at all. So integrals, like if we're talking integrals versus brazed, I would prefer integrals because brazing is very hard to do correctly, and if done incorrectly, looks ugly as hell. And it takes a lot of cleanup. Like even brazing, even brazing done well. You think you're up to date with us, Tom? Yeah, even done well, it takes a lot of cleanup, and a lot of people aren't willing to do take the amount of time and effort that it takes to clean it up. And it's still magnetic slightly, but it really doesn't bother me. I don't know why people are so bothered by magnetic handles. God, I'm gonna fall over. wasn't set before, it's definitely set now. So now I'm going to dress the edges in and have the help of my Iron Mountain flux to sinter some iron on there. Ah, yes, well, that can be a problem. Striking the anvil releases the magnetic effect. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of. This anvil, these anvils are magnetic because of a property of the alloy. Yeah, no, it's good stuff, Mark. I've been meaning to catch up with you. I was going to catch up with you about some stuff. What temperature is my forge? Probably sitting at about 1150. I don't have a thermocouple that goes that high. Yes, it'll also teach you that, for sure. I'm about a third of the way down on this bottle, and I have a half bottle somewhere else. I think it's in my wife's car. It's not good for making Damascus. It's not good for doing forge welds of like multiple laminates, but it's really good for a Sunmai and Nimai where you're not pre-welding the billet. Like this stuff needs to be put on a surface to connect another surface. It's really good for like lap welds and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'm using less than it looks like. Well, yeah, you need to be close to melting temperature for welding. They even have Iron Mountain on Amazon. There you go. I don't know if they'd have Iron Mountain on Amazon for Australians. Maybe not, but maybe. But yeah, for lap welds, scarf welds, single layer laminates, double layer laminates, really good. But yeah, for stuff like Damascus and stuff like that, not great. For that stuff, you need Sure Weld, which is what I was using earlier, which I put away in a very safe place. This stuff, because it doesn't have iron powder in it, and it's very slick. Like it's very runny even at low temperatures. So really good for getting in between the stuff. For all of them, please don't buy from Amazon. What do you got to get against Amazon? I mean, you know, what don't you have against Amazon, geez? Well, without flux, if it's something simple like adding a tomarine. Yeah, the thing is, I only use, like, normally you'd only use flux in the event that you were using carbon steel to mild steel, or if you're using a gas forge. Crushed iron ore, that would be interesting. Jeff Bezos, yeah, well. That'll do it. All right, now I'm going to throw it in Preston and draw it out a little bit. Not going to bother refluxing because it doesn't need it. Cut my hand open. Oh. If I had the choice of the two, I'd use Shoreweld. Borax works fine though. Zach, you're welcome, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. We like doing it, so. Structured abrasives, 1000 grit from Norton, yeah. Yeah, no, the Norax are really good. Trizact, obviously, pretty good. If you're gonna go Trizact, go to the Gator grits though. Gator is just unbeatable. Not so much for sharpening, but for surface finishing, Gator grits are like, you can't beat them. Making a Nemai billet to then forge hopefully a chef's knife or something similar. Well, there you go. Mixing any powder from grinding to borax. The thing is that most powder from grinding will be slightly oxidized, and then it tends to be larger grain than what you want for iron powder. Most of the time, the guys that I've heard use it quite often will use cast iron filings. That's all good, Trollus. I appreciate my workers just like everyone else. Yeah, cast iron filings tend to be what they use. So yeah, and filings more than grindings because grindings are oxidized, whereas filings are not. Filings take longer to collect though. I'm not doing that, am I? I'm going over to Preston. I'm letting Preston do all the work for me. Boop. Other camera. Powdered steel, yeah. If you're going to use powdered steel, use powdered low carbon steel. That's all good, Oppo. One day. Yeah, that's good advice, Jared. If you use hydrous borax, then you're in for a bad time. Hey, Wandering Lost, how you going? I'm not too caught up on numbers, Oppo. I'm more about quality of viewership than quantity. I don't know about that, Wandering Lost. Preston does make smooth work with that. Maybe I need to add a hot tub. Yeah, I'm sure that would drive many, many viewers to my channel. Yeah, if you're gonna use borax, like I use Glitz Green stuff from Bunnings. This stuff. If it looks like a white powder, then it's probably hydrous borax, not anhydrous. But if it's fluffy, like 20 mule team and stuff is hydrous. To make it anhydrous, you need to cook it. Like you actually need to melt it down till it's glass and then crush it. Hot tub's cool, but you're trying to borax waterfall. No, and I don't particularly want to. Too grumpy because you can't forge. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Going down. All right, Metal Man. Cheers, mate. Pinch something in your neck. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, good Metal Blueberries. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you popping in. Have a good day tomorrow. It's good. It's good. Mechanical press. The mechanicals, like, it depends on what kind of mechanical press you're talking about, but a lot of mechanical presses rely on full cycle eccentrics, which are dangerous unless you go for supremely high tonnage. Like the John Hine eccentric press that I had. Great for forging because it's 50 ton. That goes in there. Unless you're talking about those little like 5-ton kinetic presses. Hooks, nails, leaves, yep. All of those are good beginner projects. Tongs. Tongs are a good thing to learn. Hey Jack, how you going, buddy? How you been? It depends on the knife I make in Oppo. It depends on the knife. I also don't measure bevel angles. I mostly sharpen a freehand, so healing. Why are you healing, Jack? What'd you do to yourself? Yeah, I've sharpened kitchen cutlery for anything from like 7 degrees inclusive to, you know, up to about 30 degrees inclusive. Ooh, ow. Well, I hope you heal quick. I'm gonna come back over to the anvil, I think. Actually, you can make a real impression around red spikes. Oh, I'd pay to see that, Jared. Uh-oh. Put my wife on camera, she's gonna be angry. May your heal, indeed. Where? Why is it that every time I put something down, I can never find it again? Where is Shadow? She's outside somewhere. Oh, there it is. Andy moved it because it was in a totally normal place. Jig of 400 grits. Diamond stone? Oh yeah, fair enough. Is it cheaper to go the log splitter route or source parts individually? It depends on like what you mean by source the parts individually. If you have access to like individual parts from like wreckers and stuff like that, it may be cheaper to go the individual route. The disadvantage you have of sourcing the parts individually is that you then have to sort the hydraulics yourself. If you're confident to do that, then do so. Trying to remember which side is which. And when cutting Nemai, try and cut from the carbon side to the mild side or the wrought side or whatever jacket material side you're using. because you're less likely to have it shear on you. Sounds just like your shed. Yeah. Me, no. Not my son. He's older than me. Yeah, like at the end of the day, most of the time you're going to be better off just buying a splitter, because the hydraulics are all linked up for you. If you get one that can go vertical, like if you can get a splitter press that can go vertical, then you're going to have a much easier time of things. I bought one that was horizontal only, and so that's why I had to, if I flip the camera, that's why we had to build that hydraulic tank. Because the original tank, as you can see, was the leg. If you see that mounting point there, and that was the fill tube. So we built a second hydraulic tank so that we could use it vertically, but otherwise, yeah, it's much cheaper to run it in the buying a splitter rather than buying hydraulics. I actually, my dad and I originally thought about just acquiring various pieces of hydraulics to do it with, but yeah, we soon worked out that it was going to be easier to just buy a press. It's going to be a thin layer of carbon steel. But no weld seam, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, clarification, yeah. Building a power hammer, nice. Thanks for that, Mark. Awesome. Yeah, I have Clay Spencer's tire hammer pounds. Not that I plan on making one. I just have them, just in case. Right. Time for a different set of drawing dies. Gonna isolate the tang. Pick the spot. Righty-o ho ho. Roy has several power hammer plans, including a beam hammer. If you can't forge with a hammer, you probably shouldn't expect good things from a power hammer. Very true. Yeah, forging press is where I went because I live in suburbia. Hugh McDonald style rolling mill? Yeah, I'd love one of them. I have a friend who has one. She's not using it currently, so I'm like, can I have it? She'd never give it to me, but... Very true, James. Very true. What steel am I using? I'm using mild steel and 1084. Yeah, pouring a concrete pad for power hammers is another kettle of fish entirely. And just clean the lens a little bit. Tabletop metal lathe. Yeah, that'd be nice. Whenever you fire up forwards and they become a watch. Yeah, well, you know. As long as they're not screaming at you across the fence asking you to shut up. Now, some of you may ask, isn't this cheating? And yes, yes it is. This is on top of a pallet. Trying a half-penny scroll to put on a sing bracket. There you go. You're encouraging me to commit crime, Notrick. No, it's still there, Oppo. I prefer to work any forge welded materials at close to forge welding temperature. It just helps to, you know, not have it come apart on me. wasted machines from the Ridden Railway shop. Yeah. There's a 500 weight Massey sitting out in the middle of a field out near Mundijong. I shed a little tear every time I see it. Gaining a bit of height. Yeah, fair enough, James. Hello, Owen. How you doing? And even if your arm isn't trashed, if you don't look into getting some mechanical help, you're looking at getting a trashed arm eventually anyway. Go ahead, Owen. We're here for questions. I mean, you're also here to watch me forge, but I'm all about the questions. What do you think is making a 4 or 5 ton log splitter? We were just talking about that earlier, actually, Owen. My friend Alex at Valhalla Ironworks. If you go to his channel, Wiley actually linked it in the chat. He made a video on turning a 5-ton log splitter into a press, and he's been using it to great advantage. There you go, Wiley just dropped the link for you. Speargrass also has a good vid on it. Yeah, Alex uses a 7-ton, but 5, 7, whatever. No worries, mate. The higher the tonnage you can go, the better, obviously. But, yep, 5-ton will do some work. Thinking about it the other day, like so many of the blacksmithing groups I'm on tell newbies that ask about like 5-ton presses, they go like, don't bother, it's not worth the money because it won't do as much as a 20-ton press will, or a 25-ton press or whatever. Don't use a log splitter because, you know, they're not designed for forging pressures. And I just have to kind of sit there and go, that's like, you know, especially for a hobbyist, like as a professional, it makes sense. But for a hobbyist, it's like telling a fisherman, like a hobbyist fisherman, who just like asks, oh, should I buy a tinny? They're like, no, you got to buy a 42-foot friggin', you know, luxury fishing yacht rather than a dinghy. It's like, as a hobbyist fisherman, I can't justify $20,000 to buy a relatively large boat. a banana. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate the penny. Well, admitting that you have a lot to learn is a fast way to learning. Always be willing to ask questions and always be willing to hear the answer. Don't be an asshole. As my friend Niels would say. Thank you very much, Owen. I appreciate it, mate. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of Glen. Oh valley of Glen. Looks like this is going to be a Santoku. Just as much to my surprise as everyone else's. Burns your hide. Well, you'll get there. Yeah, Australian fishing, gotta love it. Try Ross 50 there, trolling motor. Yeah, that's it. Did I complete the project? Not quite. I'm waiting for the burner to come in. I apologize to everyone who's been waiting for videos from me, like all one of you. I am working on it. I'm gonna go old-fashioned and start hammering on things. Busy and also just, yeah, it's a thing. My patrons know what's been going on, but it's not that. There are at least two waiting. Sorry, Wiley. Starting to set up for your forge. Nice. Well, Wayne, you assumed that you weren't the one that I was talking about. One thing presses are not good at is drawing down very thin material, so that's what I'm doing by hand. You are three. Fair enough. Thank you very much, Jared. But yes, I have been uploading vlogs to my Patreon channel, updating them on what's been going on behind the scenes, all the projects that I'm working on at the moment. But yes, I have been a little bit busy, and also there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on. So if you're interested in seeing behind the scenes stuff, it's as little as $1 a month. My vlogs are available to all of my patrons. The like classes and more in-depth stuff that I plan on doing soon is mostly for the higher tiers, but for as little as $1 a month, you can be able to see what's going on behind the scenes. Put a bottom blast. The difference between bottom blast and side blast should not be that much. You enjoy, but you can't be consistent in contributions. Yeah, well, you know, that's fine. It's not a requirement. It's there if you want to support the channel, if you want to do that kind of thing. It is not a necessity by any means. In the words of Murray Carter's master, always get it thinner. Get it thinner, get it thinner. It's Kasumi? Kasumi? I believe it's Kasumi. Yeah. One more layer and your forge will be relined. Oh yeah, nice. You can sort of mark. They're a little hard to see, but that's all right, Daniel. I just appreciate you interacting and being in here. That's important. Would I ever consider buying a surface grinder attachment? Yes, in a second if I had the money. Last minute forge burner rebuild for a show tomorrow. Nice. How thin am I forging to? Probably about 1/8 of an inch thickness overall. I'm also forging a little bit of a distal taper. Tiny bit of distal taper. And remember, I'm not forging bevels, I'm just forging the whole profile out. Thin as a pauper's coffin. Yeah, there you go. I like that. No longer texting and driving. Well, I'm glad, Daniel. I'm not very glad that you were texting and driving, but I'm glad you're safe. Really wish my dipper hadn't broken, otherwise I'd do some kitai, but we shall persevere. The one thing about Japanese cutlery that I learned talking to Japanese bladesmiths and obviously people who practice Japanese bladesmithing is that they are very much for stock removal. So when they forge their blades, they basically just forge a big paddle, you know, like large enough to cut the knife out of. because you got to remember that they're, you know, working with laminates, and laminates can twist on you really easily. They can do all kinds of nasty stuff. So being able to just cut the material out after forging it out all flat makes it a lot easier. So yeah, don't be afraid to forge just a big paddle and cut it out, which is basically what I'm doing here. I'll probably regrind the profile to make it more usable. Ow, that really hurt my ears. I apologize to anyone who didn't like that. And you'll notice I'm forging, well, you may notice that I'm forging almost entirely from the mild steel side. Because I'm trying not to dent up the 1084, because it's very thin now. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it actually, because it's hidden in there. Anyway, we're going to knock off the tang and draw that out, and then we'll have a knife blank. Might just forge on that heel just a little bit more. Yes, I do need to make a new dipper, and I will probably make a video on that. A lot of Japanese country is stamped after lamination. Yeah, either stamped or sheared. I know quite a few that use like Beverly shears. Did I do the last Forge Cast challenges? No, I didn't. I was planning on it, but I didn't have the time. Ran out of time. All right. Now I'll knock it off the bar. Ow. Like an open die shear. Yeah, pretty much. Next Saturday's projects, you reckon, Dipper? Japanese knife makers, they weld up their billets, drew them out rough shape and uniform thickness, and then put them in a shear, they cut the knife shape. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like open die shears. Yeah. Yeah, when they're in production forging, if they have the machinery, they'll do that. In the smaller shops, they'll use something like an open-throated Beverly shear. But yeah, they normally shear the shape out cold, or or hot if they have the ability. It's one of the reasons why the Japanese prefer cutler's dies on their hammers, just the round-faced, slightly domed, with a slightly larger anvil than the hammer. Because they're just trying to push material in all directions. They don't use drawing dies or anything like that normally. Wouldn't mind a Japanese spring hammer. I reckon that'd be nice. Alright, I'm going to cut off about that much. Gun bite. And just to think that the original piece of 1084 was that big. Actually, it was that big because about that much had been removed. So, you know, about that size of steel is now covering the entire side of this knife. As a proof of concept, it's worked. Now I'm working the tang down, so I don't have to worry about what orientation the the jacket is in when I forge on it, because it doesn't really affect it. Warpage will be a concern, yes. What's the thickness of the handle junction? I think it'll be about 4 mil by, yeah, about 4 mil thick. It is really thin. That's the idea. Do I have a goal number of knives to make each year? No. Will I make a set to go with this knife? Probably not. What thickness was like carbon steel? It was 1/8 inch, 3.2 millimeters. Probably just a little bit less than that because it had the scale ground off it. So 3.1. Thereabouts. One or two more heats and we'll be done. Shaved your beard. Why'd you do that? How do I keep my beard so luscious? I don't do anything to it, really. Hey, Apocalypse, how you going? Make a bunker out of the profile. Yep. I could indeed. There's a lot of ways I could go with it. That is one of them. Starting to look like an over large Higonokami. Look for essential for your traffic tickets. Oops. Sacrilegious. Indeed. I agree. kind of tang design am I going for? Just a straight standard Japanese stick tang. I'm not going to go for the Western style Japanese, which with the step. I think I messed up that transition just a little bit, but that's all right. Hey, Damascus, how you going? It's a grease. Hey, Damascus, how you going? I'm going to heat that section up there and smack it with a wooden mallet. Just to try and fix my mistake. I need to make myself a new wooden mallet. It's getting chewed up. All right, Jared, have a good one, man. Have fun at the wedding, man. How you going, Dean? No beard, you haven't shaved your mustache for 44 years. Nice. My wife won't let me just have just a mustache. She's very firmly against the idea. Mostly because it means losing the beard, but you know. Oh, drop forward. Get back here. And the great thing about these is that they can be adjusted cold with very little risk, because the mild steel supports the 1084. Whoop, almost threw it in my face. Need my tang tongs. Tang tongs. Where are my tang tongs? Those my tang tongs? Those are not my tang tongs. I'm just saying tang tongs because I like saying tang tongs. I don't know where my tang tongs are. There we go. Kasumi Santoku. My first Kasumi. Nimai. Came out alright. A lot of grinding to do to get the profile right, but yeah. Is that water safe to drink? No. Yeah, Nimai. How you going, Frank? Try not to die in D&D. Yeah, don't die in D&D. Don't do that. You want ATV so longer. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I wouldn't drink that. That's got all kinds of nastiness in there. Yeah, so mild steel side, 1084 side. You can't see the overlap. You can't see the seam. Anyway, nice. I like it. There should be the final seam back in here somewhere, but you can't see it. And so that'll get flat ground on one side, and it'll get a saber grind on the other side, standard Japanese style. And I'm going to probably taper to the point a little bit more, and yeah, I'll play around with the shape. This was just a test piece anyway, so I'm not too fussed. And that all started from a little block of mild steel and a tiny little piece of 1084. So it's one of the advantages of this kind of style is that you don't use a lot of material, or a lot of expensive material. Got epoxy stuck in the bed. Ooh, that's not good. Don't do that. But anyway, yeah, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you guys are interested in seeing behind the scenes and stuff, and all of the things that I'm up to when I'm not filming for YouTube and on live streams, then check out my Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, and also Jared linked it in the chat somewhere earlier. I will have a video out soon. I don't know when it's going to happen, and I'm trying to film for a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's been really hard to balance work life and YouTube life, because unfortunately YouTube doesn't make me enough that I can justify spending the amount of time that I need to film. But that's why I upload to Patreon, because I get paid to do that. So anyway, with that being said, thank you very much to everyone who super chatted. Thank you very much to every one of you who stuck around and hit the like button on this stream. And I hope to see you next Saturday with a stream, if I don't upload a video on Wednesday, which I may. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week. I will see you later. Bye, guys.